So let's go through Sienna. We got a lot of information to cover. Of course, this is all new, redesigned, ground up. And we have 5 grades for 21, LE, XLE, XSE, Limited, and Platinum. So I'll just go through the standard equipment by grade, and then we'll talk about some packages and standalone options. So the base LE comes standard with a lot of equipment, more than we've had in the past on the base Sienna. So you should be very excited, as the customers will be, to get standard blind spot monitor on Sienna. So all grades have blind spot with rear cross traffic. Remote keyless entry with push button start is standard, as are the dual power sliding side doors. 3-zone auto climate, also standard on the base model. A lot of our competitors don't offer this on base models. A 9-inch touchscreen, so that's the larger touchscreen as you see in the 21 Camry. 4.2-inch MID, and of course standard CarPlay, Android Auto, and Amazon Alexa. But that's not all. 8-way power adjustable fabric trim driver seat. 8-passenger seating, so the second row seating in an LE is bench seating, standard, no option for captain's chairs. The third row seats are 60-40 split, and as we'll talk about later, it's essentially the same mechanism, but they're much easier to operate. Second row sunshades are standard on LE, as is rear seat reminder. Okay, so a lot of standard equipment on the LE Sienna, a great value for customers. If they want a little bit more equipment, they can move up to the XLE. And what that does is it gives you the foot activated or hands-free power liftgate. So just like on like a RAV or a Highlander or a Venza, it's that foot activated kick motion power rear liftgate, but also new this year, the power sliding side doors have that same feature. So there'll be a little mark on the rocker panel which tells you where to put your foot with the kicking motion to hands-free operate the power sliding side doors. Also, front and rear parking assist with automated braking, typically a feature you'd only see on like a limited type model. That is standard on XLE and up. As is the power moonroof with sunshade, 4-zone auto climate, which is new. So not only the front 2 people have their own climate control, but left and right in the second row have their own climate as well. Audio Plus with 8 speakers. So it's an upgraded audio system that gives you extra connected services, right? Like Remote Connect and Service Connect. So from XLE and up, you have standard remote start. Audio Plus with 8 speakers. Again, that's what I just mentioned. So I mentioned it again. Smart key system on 5 doors. So this is new as well. Not just the sensor on the front doors and the rear hatch, but the rear doors as well. And then auto dimming rear view mirror with home link. But that's not all. So the second row seating in the XLE can be either bench or captain's chairs. So that's the no cost option to get the captain's chairs. And of course, the captain's chairs have a super long slide second row feature where, you know, we had that on last gen Sienna where you could push those second row captain's chairs all the way back to the third row, and you have incredible amounts of leg room and space for second row passengers. The seats in the XLE are soft tex and heated front seats, so not fabric. And then the power driver seat has power lumbar as well, and the passenger seat is 4-way power. All right, the next grade is the XSE. So this updates a couple things over the XLE. You get daytime running lights that are an LED strip in the headlamp combination, just for that extra sporty accent look. The power mirrors are black in color, so of course with the XSE sporty look, you have the black side mirrors. The wheels are dark, 20-inch dark wheels on the front drive models, and 18 inches on the all-wheel drive models. You get the premium audio with dynamic nav and 8 speakers. So you upgrade the audio system to the premium, and that comes standard with the factory navigation. And of course, destination assist as a connected service. Driver Easy Speak, which we're familiar with from last gen, is on the XSE standard, as is a sport tube suspension and steering, and a unique sport interior. All right, the limited model, you get color keyed heated power auto dimming mirrors with blind spot warning indicators. So fancy side mirrors. You get the premium audio with dynamic nav, but a 12-speaker JBL system. So that's the upgrade for limited. You get the JBL. Also, the backup camera has a wide-angle monitor. Qi wireless charging is standard. The MID gets upgraded on limited to the 7-inch MID, which we're familiar with from other Toyota vehicles. The steering wheel is power tilt and telescopic on a limited, and the roof rails are chrome. And then additionally, the seating inside is leather. So you upgrade from Softex to leather when you go to limited. The driver's seat now has the memory function, so that's the addition for limited. The second row seats have ottoman feature in the front drive model, so that's that footrest thing that kind of comes out on the captain's chairs, but only on the front drive models. In addition to second row sunshades, you now get third row sunshades in limited and active noise canceling. And then finally, we have the Platinum model. So unique headlights, there's projector LEDs with the DRLs. The wheels are 20-inch metallic wheels, or 18 inches on the all-wheel drive. The wipers are the rain sensing type. You get bird's eye camera on Platinum. The second row seats are heated. There's a unique interior color for the leather called Noble Brown. The steering wheel is also heated. There's a 10-inch color heads-up display, which is new for Sienna. And that rounds out the standard features on the 5 different grades for Sienna. Now, we do have additional packages for a few of the grades and some standalone options, so let's go through those quickly. For the LE, there's a Plus package, which gives you auto-dimming rear view mirror, Qi, roof, black roof rails, but also Audio Plus. So remember, Audio Plus gives you the remote connect, so even an LE can have the remote connect feature if you have the Plus package on it. For the XLE, there's a Plus package as well that gives you the Qi, black roof rails, and the JBL sound system with premium audio. So that's factory nav and JBL on an XLE. XSE Plus package gives you the Qi LED fog lights and that same premium audio with the JBL sound system. Okay, so those are the Plus packages for the 3 lower grades. And then there are a couple standalone options. So one is the digital rear view mirror. Just like we have in some of our other crossovers, this is an option for limited and platinum grades only. And then there's a 1500 watt inverter. So what this does is it actually uses the voltage from the hybrid battery to actually run, you know, things like appliances or whatever you want to plug in to the rear outlet in a Sienna. 1500 watts is a lot of power and way more than we typically have in a car. So this is an option on all the grades except for the LE. But if you want to get it on an XLE or XSE, they do have to have the Plus package as well. Additional standalone options include the rear seat entertainment on XLE and above, so everything but an LE. Spare tire. So we haven't mentioned this yet, but the 21 Sienna does not come with a spare tire. The reason is we used to have the spare on the Sienna underneath the floor of the vehicle, but that's where the hybrid battery is now. So there's no spare standard on 21 Sienna. It is an option, and it will be installed in the rear quarter panel area where the third row seats would be. So that's available on all grades, but just to give you a heads up, we're limited on how many we can offer. So only about 1/3 of our production can have spare tire because of weight restrictions. So don't expect that you can put it on any vehicle you want because of that limitation. And then roof rails are a standalone option on LE, XLE, and XSE. Of course, the other grades already have the roof rails. All right, so let's move to exterior quickly. And I think you'll agree they did a great job disguising the fact that this is a minivan. It almost looks like a crossover. So a lot of really nice lines on the vehicle, lines that were very hard to actually achieve in production, but they did it, and I think it looks fantastic. So it's definitely a bold look and a premium feel, and I think people who are not keen on the boxy minivan look will think again when they see this new Sienna. So they did some things to improve the visibility on this new minivan. They repositioned the side mirrors to the doors, not the A-pillar, so that does definitely help with the visibility out of that corner. And then reverse tilt down and memory features, unlimited and platinum, help with visibility. And they also did a thing that we also do on other vehicles, is place the wiper blade out of the driver's view, so beneath the view through the windshield. Right, so for interior, let me hand it over to Jeremy, and he'll continue.
All right, thanks, Brian, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So with the interior of Sienna, we wanted to go with a more premium feel, but we wanted a more open and spacious feel. So throughout the entire cabin, you're going to have a lot of soft touch materials. And while the last generation Sienna had a lot of those nice soft touch materials, the previous gen didn't, if you remember. It had a lot of like kind of rough, hard plastic and didn't look premium at all. And that was one of the things customers really wanted. They wanted that more premium luxury feel in the van. So that's what you'll find throughout. And we've also, for the first time, added a center console in the Sienna. So this is a little bit more SUV-like, where you used to have that opening between the dash and the center console storage bin that was between the driver and front passenger seat. Now you have a bridge that connects the dash with that console. So you've got a lot of utility and functionality. It's got a phone and tablet holder in front of the cup holders. So if you want to prop your phone or tablet up, you can. A large opening with a storage tray, and you've got a lot of ways you can configure it. So it's also got a soft pad on top of it, so when you rest your arm, it's comfortable. It's not just hard plastic, it's padded. And it's also where the Qi wireless charging would go if you want to charge your smartphone. So again, a little bit more functionality and utility for that center console than we've had before. In the center stack, I think you'll agree it's a dramatic change from the previous gen. You've got the large 9-inch screen that kind of sticks up above the dash, and it's got some nice finish, but it's also got physical buttons on it, which is always a good thing. People hate it when you do away with the volume knob or the tuning knob. They don't want to go through a menu on a touch screen to figure out how to adjust the volume. So there's physical buttons there along with the touch screen, and a dedicated heating and AC control panel with intuitive toggle switches. So that means, again, you won't have to go through a touchscreen menu to adjust the temperature or change where the airflow is going. You'll have permanent buttons that you can access very quickly and easily. In the climate control, though, for the first time, we're going to offer on XLE and higher, as Brian mentioned, 4-zone automatic climate control. So now, not only the front driver and front passenger will have their own temperature control, but now it's not just everyone else gets one zone, it's going to be the left and right and the rear of the van to get their choice of temperature. And those controls for the rear are going to be up in the ceiling, kind of in between the two middle seats. So that's how you can adjust for left and right. And the air conditioning ducts have also been optimized to really reduce noise and make the interior very quiet. That's always a challenge in a van because it's such a large open space. Any kind of sound kind of echoes throughout. So they really did a great job of making this van quieter than the previous model. And of course, with a hybrid powertrain, it's very quiet anyway. All right, so third row seat. Now, this doesn't really work that different from the previous gen. So it is a 60-41 motion split stow third row. And you just grab the handle, it'll fold right into the floor. But we've done a lot of work to not just assist in raising or lowering the seats with springs, but also they've taken a lot of weight out of those seats. So what you'll notice is it doesn't take hardly any effort at all. You can just pop the seats up or fold them into the floor. It's really easy to do compared to the previous generation, and especially easy compared to, say, the Honda, which is much heavier in the third row. All right, so let's talk about the performance of this new hybrid powertrain. So as you hopefully are aware, it's only a hybrid vehicle now. Sienna is 100% hybrid. It does have the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder hybrid powertrain, kind of the same that you find in Venza or RAV4, but this one is rated at 245 horsepower. Right? So it's a larger vehicle, but it's got good performance. Obviously, it's enhanced fuel economy. It's very quiet compared to some of the other previous generation hybrid powertrains. So not even gas engines, but just compared to hybrid powertrains, it's even quieter. And of course, we know that horsepower, while 245 sounds, it's okay. You know, we had a lot more in the previous gen with the V6, but keep in mind the hybrid powertrain gives you a lot better torque. So that's really that acceleration and that quick response that people are looking for. So they're not going to be lacking power in this new hybrid Sienna. Battery placement, as Brian mentioned, the reason we don't have a spare tire under the floor anymore, which was actually pretty hard to access anyway, is because the hybrid battery pack is located kind of under the floor, under the front passenger and driver seat. So that maximizes our cargo space. We didn't lose any cargo space in the back of the van. It also helps with the low center of gravity, and the placement of the battery improves handling. So we don't have all that weight in the back of the van like you would on some other vehicles. And a single stack design allows for reduced size and weight of that battery as well. And don't forget the 10-year, 150,000-mile battery warranty that will come on all of our hybrids. Now, fuel economy, big jump here, 36 on the front-wheel drive and 35 on the all-wheel drive. So that's a huge improvement over the V6 model, especially the all-wheel drive model. Now, speaking of all-wheel drive, now it is available on all grades. So it doesn't matter if it's an XSC or an LE, you can get all-wheel drive. And that torque distribution, just like most of our other hybrids with all-wheel drive, is based on your driving conditions. And it can instantly send torque to the rear wheels when needed, electronically, of course, and that is going to be something that you can monitor through the MID. It will give you a screen that you can watch to see when power is being distributed to the rear or if it's just staying up front. Now, a lot of advanced technology and safety in this van. When you look at the multimedia, as Brian kind of already alluded to, 9-inch touchscreen on all grades, so there's no little screen in the dash, 5 or 6-inch screen like on some of the competitors. A lot of standard features like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. So Android Auto is new for Sienna. We didn't have that before. So is Amazon Alexa. And you've got Sirius XM for 3 months. You've got one USB media port in the front, so you can plug in your phone for CarPlay or Android Auto. But then you have 6 USB charging ports throughout the van. So even people in the back seat will have those charging ports available for their devices. And of course, you've got standard Safety Connect. So 1-year trial period there, and Wi-Fi Connect through AT&T will give you a 2 gig or 3-month trial period. And then starting with XLE and above, you're going to get standard Remote Connect for 1 year and Service Connect for 10 years. But don't forget, the Remote Connect and Service Connect is also part of an option. So you can get the Audio Plus head unit on the LE model. So basically all grades can have Remote Connect. Now, rear seat entertainment, Brian mentioned, also available on XLE and above. It is an 11.6-inch 1080p display, so very high resolution display. It does have full flat design with infinite tilt mechanism, so it's adjustable. It's not just one position when you put it down. If there's a glare, you can move the tilt of the screen to have a better view of the screen. HDMI input will also be located on the console rear end panel. So that means if you have something or you're watching something in the rear passengers can actually plug a device in and view it, instead of either the driver or front passenger would have to plug the HDMI cable into the front dash on the previous model. And it also comes with a remote and 2 wireless headphones like we always have. Now, in terms of safety, Toyota Safety Sense 2.0, so that's all new for Sienna. Adds the lane tracing assist, full speed dynamic radar cruise control, so that means it's going to have an electronic parking brake as well. The pre-collision with pedestrian detection, low light pedestrian detection, and daytime bicyclist detection, so that's all new. lane departure alert, auto high beams, and then the road sign assist is also a new feature of the Sienna. What else is new? Well, we've got 10 airbags in Sienna, and you're probably wondering, how do you accomplish that? Well, the reason that the second row seats do not remove, there's actually a couple of reasons. The main one is it's got 10 airbags, and so the second row seats have the seat-mounted side airbags. So for that reason, you're not able to remove the second row seats anymore. Most people never did, actually, because they're kind of heavy and awkward to take out and put in. So why not just go ahead and increase the safety, give those kids in the second row the extra airbags for better side impact protection. And the other reason is you can get heated seats in the second row, so that's also a reason. The electronic connection between the airbags and the heated seats, you wouldn't want to have to unplug every time you remove the seat. So they're going to be permanently attached to the vehicle. Latch system. So this is also a big upgrade in terms of safety, especially for those with kids in child seats. We've got those lower anchors and tether straps for children. However, now on the 8-passenger model, we've got it in 5 locations in the rear. Basically, every seating position in the rear, second row or third row, will have that latch connection. And on the 7-passenger model, you'll get at least 4, right? So the 4 seats in the rear will have that. So that's a big improvement over the previous generation as well. And tire pressure monitoring with rear seat reminder also. Now, quickly, I just want to finish up with mobility. And I have gotten a lot of calls over the last month or two about the mobility program and the auto access seat. So we finally got the final word on what's happening with the Sienna auto access seat. Now you can see in the picture there's an auto access seat coming out of this new Sienna, but it's in the front passenger side. Well, we will no longer build a factory-built auto access seat Sienna. Instead, right, because it's limited. We had 1 seat, it was on the passenger side, second row, it operated one way. And it was great for some people. However, there are a lot of different people out there that need different mobility conversions. So we have partnered with Braun Ability and also Vantage Mobility International. It will be our authorized conversion companies for Sienna. And these companies will offer any kind of conversion a customer needs. If they want an auto access seat, no problem, they'll put it in. If they want a ramp van for a wheelchair, no problem, they can do that. If they want a wheelchair lift for the back, it's okay, we can do that as well.